So we're gonna go ahead and start with the past energy here. So right now, guys, excuse me, you guys have the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is coming out to be, I feel like there was a lot of burdens in the past, a lot on your back. Potentially, honestly, there was a lot going on, okay? Potentially a lot of responsibilities, but this is also a completion of a cycle. So I think you were trying to wrap something up, or perhaps you put down a burden, or it was difficult to put down a burden. Perhaps you were like very invested in something that became overbearing, but I really feel like it was just like one struggling sort of closing of a cycle here. Now that led to the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles talks about balance. It talks about giving generously and receiving with gratitude. And it talks about balancing the scales as well, making progress to evening the odds. Now, I feel like that's what's going on here, considering that there was overly amount of stuff going on. Like the Ten of Wands is saying like, hey, you've got a lot on your plate, and the Six of Pentacles is almost like he's taking this to get weighed to see how much he's been carrying, so that way he can possibly drop some off and really kind of keep moving. I feel like that's kind of how this person looks like he's moving forward. Like he's like, okay, I had a lot on my plate. Now I'm weighing everything to see how much I can truly carry, knowing how much how much is on my back, because there's so much going on. And I feel like with this, figuring out and reassessing how much how much you're potentially holding on to, or not holding on to, but you had in the past. What the burden is, pretty much like how much you're carrying and how much everything is, and then supplementing it out, like putting balancing the scales, pretty much making sure that it's not breaking your back doing everything. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you guys will be able to enter a phase of openness and new love. This is a really wonderful new beginning. Now, considering that this is a love reading, it could be that you could be dealing with an individual that's really, honestly, very stressful for you. Very, very burdensome. You had to honestly do a lot for this individual, or maybe you had to do a lot with this individual. It was a lot of work, definitely. I feel like in the past, your relationship was seen as work. It was a burden. Like it wasn't fun. It wasn't anything that was honestly rewarding in a sense. It's just so burdensome, because here you have the Nine of Swords, which is in your inner situation. Like this is your inner energy, your internal energy. So yeah, this is talking about stress, being kept up at night, but this is also like very close to the completing of a cycle here. This is one of these really nasty cards, only because it keeps you up at night. It really drags down your energy. I mean, your thoughts become overwhelming and honestly can potentially be overbearing. But there was a sense of depression here. Like that's what this individual is saying. He's internally, you guys may have been feeling very down, very stressed out. But externally, though, I feel like there was somebody coming in really fast, maybe a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but there was a lot of communication, a lot of combative energy. It's almost like you're very stressed because you're dealing with somebody that was very combative, that was very aggressive, that was very kind of cold and, very hard to, pretty much rough with their words, to be absolutely honest. They were very rough with their words. And that affected you internally. So I feel like, in a way, this individual was speaking their truth. They were coming from a place of, being, genuine, not necessarily genuine, but sincere. Well, they were coming from a place of their own opinion. They weren't considering how you may have felt about whatever was said. So I feel like that was the burden that was completing itself in the past. Because you got some energy here that's coming in that was completely aggressive, that was, trying to, I don't know, I feel like it was just combative and it was stressing you out. Now, I feel like here, especially, not just that, you know, you were stressed out here in the past, but I feel like you also gained the courage to communicate how you were feeling, to gain the courage to speak your truth and fight for yourself. And I feel like that is that is a part of the completing the cycle, because you could be carrying these wands still, but right now you're leveling that out. So it had to be that you had to communicate what was going on. You had to communicate, because you couldn't live this way. So presently, I really can sense that there's a lot of, balance, proper give and take, evening, like I said, I keep saying evening of the odds, but that's pretty much what I'm saying. Like, it's what it feels like. You're making sure that you're taken care of. You're making sure that you have boundaries set in place, so that way you can, enjoy the relationship, or at least feel as though you're getting something from the relationship. Because I feel like in the past, you were doing all the work. Okay, and the individual was just either really aggressive with you, or, you had to communicate to this person, to the person that you're with, someone that you're seeing, what you need, what your truth is, because you're just doing everything. So here currently, guys, you're trying to balance things out. I feel like with your person, or in this relationship, or perhaps you're trying to figure out what boundaries you need, in regards to gaining a new relationship. Because here internally you have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands, he's standing on the hill. He's got an advantage, but he's still defensive. He's still defensive about what he believes in. He stands by his beliefs. He stands by what he works for. He stands by what he has a lot of pride in. And I feel like this relationship is something you're standing for. Like, you haven't given up. Like, there is no giving up here. The Ten of Wands, he's never given up. It took him from the Ace of Wands, all the way to the 10. The Nine of Wands is when you feel like you're exhausted and you want to give up. You made it all the way up to the 10. There's no way you're going to feel like, you're going to give up on this relationship. Definitely not. And I feel like because you guys have gone through that conflict, or gone through this, that period of exchanging truths, right? It may have been hard to hear, or really difficult to say, but I really feel like, you're coming out of this, you came out of it, and you see the value of you see the value of the relationship, you see the value of being with this individual. So yeah, you're very defensive, potentially, about the relationship. Now, you could also be very defensive of yourself, right? You could be very protective of yourself, because this is the protecting something. What are you protecting here? Okay? And I feel like that standing by yourself is, standing, for yourself. That was a process of this too. Like, you love this individual. There's nothing, of course, no difference. No, definitely not. However, I do feel that, you had to kind of defend yourself at some point. Like, you had to defend yourself here. So you feel like you are on the defense with this individual, even though here with the Six of Wands in your external energy, okay, you have the Six of Wands, which is victory. So I feel like you're seeing that, standing by your truth, potentially, or standing up for yourself, is very rewarding. It's because you're not carrying all the weight of the relationship. You're not feeling like you have to go over that 50-50 line and make sure that your partner is doing what he needs to be doing, or do what she needs to be doing. I feel like you're standing up for yourself, so that way you can truly enjoy the relationship, get something back. And I think it's showing to be very rewarding here. Now, in the future, you have this Ace of Cups. So this is starting a new love. This, for some of you guys, this could be that you guys are reestablishing love with this individual again. Like, you're falling back in love with them. Or this is the beginning of starting to, feel emotionally, open to love, for some of you guys out there. And I feel like it's because you've been putting the hard work in. Because you're doing it now, right? You're defending yourself. You're looking out for yourself. You're really making sure that there's nobody, crossing these lines. Okay? And I feel like with the Chariot here in the future, yes, I feel like you will feel like you are empowered. You're in control of your life. You're in control of yourself. You know what boundaries you need to put up. You know what you know what to extend and what not to extend of yourself for the relationship. Or for for someone else. You're really focusing. I feel like the focus should really be on yourself, because he's defending himself at the end of the day, right? He stands for himself. He stands for who, for what he's doing. Right? So I really feel like here, this is really good. You have Chariot, taking control of your situation, feeling balance, or providing balance in your life internally. And then you have the 10 of Cups here. And that's happily ever after. That's the best ending one of the best endings you can get. And the 10 of Pentacles is the bomb. The bomb. Okay, it's just absolutely the bomb. But the 10 of Cups, that is a really good happily ever after. It's emotionally fulfilling. And I really feel like you gain the support that you're looking for. You have that harmony that's showing in the cards, this harmony. Okay. So I feel like, in your relationship, there is a bit of defense on your part that you probably need to maintain right now, because he's not dropping his guard. This individual here is not dropping his guard. And I feel like that, if for those of you that have been struggling potentially with an individual that's been putting, saying a lot of harsh things, putting harsh words, and you've been finding yourself, doing all the work, or, carrying a heavy burden, it's like you can't, you don't have to do this by yourself, especially if you're in a relationship, especially if there's someone coming in. Like, if you see, if there's somebody here that's willing to help, definitely go out for it, right? If there isn't anybody, then, I really feel like the burden could be that you don't see that there could be someone out there. There could be someone that's intelligent. There's someone that knows what they want. They're very, someone that is, that's, quick, I guess. Some of you guys could be Sopio. No, it's not Sopio. Is it Sopiosexual, or it's a sexuality where you're attracted to intelligence, or the mind. Like, you're very attracted to that. For some of you guys, this is really ringing a bell for you. But I really feel like this is a Gemini or Cancer. But guys, I really feel like defending yourself and making sure that you are taken care of in the relationship is just as important. Okay? And if you know what you stand for, it'll be easier to maintain balance and boundaries with the person that you're with. Okay, let me go ahead and pull you guys your romance angels for the week. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Wow, and that makes sense with the future card coming up with that, with the Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. Why am I saying Ace of Wands? But yeah, Ace of Cups, guys. That's talking about being open anyway. It's talking about being open to new love, being open to change, to being open to, emotional love. I mean, obviously love is emotional. But being open is very important. But, there are certain boundaries that you do want. There's certain things that you can expect, and you're allowed to expect from your partners. All right? You want them to be more, mature. You want them to stand on their own 2 feet. You want them to have a goal, a success. Some of you guys may want to even find someone that loves traveling. But keep an open mind, right? You may find that this individual is someone that, that you can get along with, who you wouldn't even assume would be your type. But at the same time, you don't have to have completely all your doors open. There can be some doors closed, and there could, you can be open to the ones that make sure that they respect your boundaries at all times.